thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome to the Thrift Store Rundown's Weekend Show, and welcome to the beginning of a new season of Mets Baseball. Today, I'm bringing a piece of the New York Mets to your home plate, on a budget. And boy, on the cover here, we so have a fine example on how to win a numbers game. I'm sure you'll recall the night of August 5th, 2007, the year when this issue of Mets magazine was published, where Tom Glavine earned his 300th career win going up against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. And the response from Cubs fans was definitely classy, because no matter where you are, we're all baseball fans at heart, and history must be respected. $2.79 went a long way towards acquiring this piece of Mets history from Unique Thrift Store in Patterson, originally handed out to fans at Shea Stadium for their game against the Miami Marlins. To that end, there's a neat souvenir I want to show you a little bit later. Hint, hint, it's actually inside this small plastic bag. But if you know me, you know priority one is, and will always be, to bring Hollywood home on a budget. I find it nice, albeit a little bit of a challenge, but sometimes the two paths intersect with each other, as you're about to see here. So, burn up! But first, as a token of gratitude to our armed forces, I want to bring you a piece of Military Appreciation Day at Shea, hosted by the Mets, Jeep, and the CW11, now known as Pitch 11 around here, in this section called Around the Bases. News in and out of Shea Stadium with the Mets. You know, saying thank you to our armed forces is one thing, and it's important. But putting that gratitude into action in ways big and small, such as giving some souvenirs to Operation Gratitude as seen here in this thing, in this box, can go a long way. Especially if you know somebody, family member or friend, who's in the armed forces. So, why don't you do that? Now let's have some fun. This is Cyberchase Day at Shea. This just so happens to be Cyberchase 4-wheel host Harry teaming up with Digit and the New York Mets for Cyberchase Math and Sports. Cyberchase Day at Shea Stadium rolled out a new segment of Cyberchase 4-wheel on the Diamond Vision screen and had fans meeting and greeting with Harry and Digit. I'm showing this because I did appreciate Cyberchase growing up when I was a kid, a co-production of Novana and 13 WNET New York, which produced the 4-wheel segments. Cyberchase definitely made math fun, and I did a Cyberchase video before, so if you want to check that out, I'll have a link below. Here we have on location at Shea. For a few days in July, Shea Stadium turned into a Hollywood set, complete with cameras, crews, and trailers for the filming of 2 movie scenes, but really 3. 2 theatrical, 1 made for TV. And that one being, For One More Day, a Harpo production, meaning an Oprah production, with Michael Imperioli as Chick Bonetto. Down here, John Travolta and Robin Williams for Disney's Old Dogs, and over here, Kevin James and Adam Sandler for Universal's I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Here, we have actress and mega hottie Alyssa Milano signing fans at Shea Stadium's Mets team store July 28th during the Mets Washington Nationals doubleheader. This is to promote her new clothing line at the time called Tuts. It's a baseball-themed clothing line geared towards women, because she herself is a big baseball fan. And I gotta say, she looks rather bewitching. And if you don't get that, somebody around here doesn't watch Charmed as well as they should. Phoebe Halliwell. A Night at the Movies. Mets players attended the premiere of El Cantante at the AMC Theater in Times Square, bringing the life story of Hector Lavoe, the king of salsa, to the silver screen, with actors, singers, and then partners Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony, who hosted the event at AMC Theater in Times Square, complete with an after-party mini-concert, if you will, at Cipriani Restaurant near Grand Central Terminal. I should point out right now that Mets Magazine publishes 5 issues in the regular season per year. April, May, June, July, and September. This just so happens to be from September, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And to that end, you get a few features on special performances and activities at Shea Stadium to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And all the stories and articles in here are bilingual, presented in English and Spanish. Una noche en el cine. This is just a one-page ad for the best of Showtime on Time Warner Cable and IO digital cable service from Cablevision, now known as Optimum, which we have at home. Collect them all! From genre-defining and culture-defining shows such as Dexter, Californication, and Reeds with the smokin', and I mean smokin', hot, Mary Louise Parker, to Hollywood blockbusters such as World Trade Center, Killer and the Bee, and Failure to Launch. And of course, you gotta have your Showtime Sports, Championship Boxing, and Elite Extreme Combat. But let's be honest, even though I never seen Reeds, Mary Louise Parker definitely gets a hint over here. Next, a special guest bookmark, if you will, courtesy of SNY's Keith Hernandez, sports commentator and world champion first baseman for Just for Men. And it's not just for hair, it's also for beards and mustaches. And speaking of mustaches, it just so happens that Newsday.com voted Keith Hernandez's mustache as the greatest New York sports mustache. Following that up with a top sports mustache vote from the American Mustache Institute, SNY wanted to celebrate by handing out a mustache of your very own so you can replicate his stash your way. Compliments of SNY. I look no good with a mustache, real or artificial, but I'll try this out at the end and let you know how this feels. On the right here, meet the Gourmets. Player Aaron Hellerman and his wife Carrie visited the Forest Hill Stop and Shop to sign copies of the Mets cookbook Gourmets, share recipes, and take photos with fans. They even share a recipe from the cookbook, sugar cookie cutouts, which you're more than welcome to freeze frame right now, take a picture, print it, and try that out at home the next time you're watching the Mets at Citi Field, or anywhere for that matter, even at home. Woo! And a quick one-page ad for Toshiba's HD DVD with Michael Imperioli. HD DVD was the precursor to Blu-ray, and by all accounts, wasn't really as good as Blu-ray, but it was promising. To someone who lives and breathes film, the Toshiba HD DVD player is the ultimate movie machine. Or was it? To keep on that roll, we have here a one-page ad for Hollywood Video / Movie Gallery, where you can bring home the action from the team real movie fans count on, with a line of 20th Century Fox releases. From shows like Prison Break, My Name is Earl, Family Guy, which is my favorite, and the culture-defining The Simpsons, to movies like The Hills Have Eyes 2, Kicking It Old School, and I Think I Love My Wife. This is just a quick one-page ad for Six Flags Great Adventure in Wild Safari with 2 new attractions coming in 2007. They would be Wigglesworld and Wild Safari Exploration Station. Which is your favorite? This is my childhood talking right here. I'm going to have to say the Wiggles. I wasn't a huge Wiggles fan, but I did like them, with a particular preference towards lights, camera, action Wiggles. This is Family Guy Volume 5, available September 18th from FYE for your entertainment, which we have at Garden State Plaza in Paramus, and Suncoast, the store for movie lovers. Family Guy is one of my all-time favorites. I have Volume 5 on DVD and in a video review, which I'll link again downstairs, from 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. Along the same lines, you can catch these hits from Magnolia Home Entertainment. From The Host to Severance, but for me, I have my eye on the remaining 2 of 3 seasons of MXC on DVD. You know, that is a spoof found footage game show based upon a Japanese game show with English commentary to make it sound funnier, with Kenny and Vic. I have Season 1. That will also be linked downstairs if you want to see the review. I loved it. This is Junior Metcasters at the Met. This is a competition for fans to become a Mets broadcaster for a day, and the winner was Elliot Chester of Brick, New Jersey. I never knew there was such a competition where Mets fans could become a broadcaster with the finest, who you'll see in a moment. Maybe I see a reality show in the works. Maybe not. That'll be up to SNY. And to that end, these are the Mets broadcasters you can find on the air, on TV, and on the radio. With Howie Wells for WFAN, and Gary, it's out of here! Cohen for SNY and the CW Now Pitch 11. With, of course, Keith the Mustache Hernandez. And to that end, the final article for this review anyway, brings us to the SNY booth with the talented trio of Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling, and Gary Cohen. Here they talk about their chemistry and Tony Tooney for a series of cartoon advertisements showcasing the chemistry of the trio. Given everything I just talked about in here, there's really nothing more to highlight other than the usual scorecards and stats and player profiles, information about Shea Stadium, plus information on the development of the new Citi Field, which of course is the current place where the Mets call home. I gotta tell you, the addition of Cyberchase makes this a home run. But if you know me well, you probably know that the addition of Alyssa Milano, like her, love or hate her, my Phoebe Hollowell, makes this a grand slam. A sizzling one at that. Oh yeah, 5 out of 5 claps. If only more Mets magazine issues were like this. So Mets, in the spirit of number 300, ready your breakfast and eat hearty. For this spring, you either devour on the diamond, or we'll make you dine in hell. We're out of here! But not quite yet. So this is me sporting the Keith Hernandez stash. I took the adhesive off so you can see me in all my mustache glory. I think it feels good, but does it look good? Well, only you'll be the judge of that. Just make sure you talk real carefully because this thing can and will fall off. But at least it gives me a chance to turn it upside down so you can see how it looks the other way. So what do you think? Upside down? Right side up? Nah, I'm not fond of this look. Now we're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to Bleeding Hollywood Home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.